BMW almost disappeared from history. German after losing both world wars, the iconic BMW was forced to sell pan and pods, even bicycles. BMW was banned from making aircraft engines after World War I, and they couldn't even make motor vehicles after World War II. Later, they almost sold out entirely to Daimler-Benz. Karl Rapp was born on November 24, 1882, in a small town in southern Germany. From a young age, he loved building things and figuring out how they worked. He was so interested in machines, especially airplanes. But how would his love for engineering shape the future of a company? During World War I, Karl Rapp and his partner Gustav Otto started a company that made engines for airplanes. These engines powered the German fighter planes. But when the war ended, something unexpected happened. The Treaty of Versailles was signed, and it said Germany couldn't make military airplane engines anymore. So, what would happen to the company now? Hopeful Karl Rapp didn't give up. He changed the company's focus and started making motorcycles and industrial engines. In 1923, they created their first motorcycle, the R32. It was different from other motorcycles because it had a special engine and a shaft drive. It was so well made that it stood out in the market. But could motorcycles make enough money to replace airplane engines? Curious. Then in 1928, the company made another big move. They bought a company called Automotive Eisenach, which made cars. At first, they made cars that were copies of other cars. But soon, BMW started designing their own cars. The company was growing, but could BMW really make it in the car business? Suspenseful things weren't easy. The world was changing, and in the 1930s, the Nazis took control of Germany. BMW had to make engines for the German military. This was a dark time for the company because they used forced labor, including people from concentration camps. What would happen to BMW after the war? After the war, the Allied forces took apart BMW's factories. They couldn't make cars anymore. But how would BMW survive now? The government told them they couldn't make cars or planes. How would they keep their business running? BMW came up with an idea. They couldn't make engines or cars, so they started making pots, pans, and even bicycles. It wasn't glamorous, but it kept the company alive. But would they ever make cars again? In 1947, the ban was lifted. BMW could make cars again, but it wasn't easy. The 1950s were tough. They made a luxury car called the Baroque Angel, but it didn't sell well. The company was close to shutting down. In 1959, it seemed like another company, Daimler-Benz, might take over BMW. Was the company finished? Tense, not so fast. The workers and smaller owners didn't want to sell. They wanted BMW to stay independent. Then a man named Herbert Quandt stepped in. He bought more of the company and helped change things around. The big break came with the BMW 700, a small but fast car. It was a huge hit. It made BMW money again. Then in 1961, BMW launched the BMW 1500, a car that became very popular. BMW was back in the game. Energized, the 1970s were a tough time because of the oil crisis. But BMW made small, fuel-efficient cars that people wanted. They also built a new BMW museum and headquarters in Munich. BMW wasn't just about cars anymore. They were building a brand that people loved. BMW's story is one of never giving up. They went through wars, hard times, and almost losing everything, but they always found a way to come back. Today, BMW is one of the top car brands in the world. From making airplane engines to building the ultimate driving machine, BMW's journey is a story of overcoming challenges with creativity and hard work. What will BMW do next?
I suppose only time will tell.